Good afternoon and welcome into the WFLA Now Stream Center for a Saturday live stream here from Tampa, Florida. JB Buno here with you in the Stream Center as we get ready for coverage of CARLEE Russell, the disappearance of an Alabama woman, 25 years old, who stopped on the interstate in Hoover, Alabama to help a child, was on the phone over the course of the ordeal, and by the time authorities got there, no toddler and CARLEE Russell vanished. We are about to launch live on all platforms. Before we do, for our WFLA.com, WFLA app, and WFLA YouTube audience, hello to Makeup by Rocky, Lynn, Mo, Brian, Deborah, Cheryl, a lot of folks joining us on YouTube Live early. What we're going to do now is we're going to play back the press conference. It's about 6 minutes long, the press conference from yesterday in Alabama, to get the very latest details. This is the most current press conference that you're about to listen to, again, on the urgent search and now the $50,000 reward that has been offered for any information leading to CARLEE Russell. Back in just a few minutes.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for helping us get this story out today. I want to relay some of the facts as we know them so far and a few additional details that we've been able to uncover in this case. On July the 13th, at approximately 9:34 p.m., the Hoover 911 Center received a call from a 25-year-old female on I-459 southbound near mile marker 11. She reported that she saw a toddler walking on the side of the interstate. After calling 911, the caller stopped to check on the child and also called a family member to report the same details. The family member lost contact with the caller, but the line remained open. Police officers who were already en route to the location of the initial 911 call located the female's vehicle as well as some of her belongings at the scene. They were unable to find her or a child in the area, and Hoover police have not received any additional calls of someone missing a small child. Detectives are currently investigating these incidents and are requesting the public's assistance to help locate CARLEE Nicole Russell. She's described as a 25-year-old black female who is 5'4", 150 to 160 pounds. She was last seen wearing a black shirt, black pants, and white Nike tennis shoes. CARLEE got off work last night around 8:20 p.m. from a business at the Summit in Birmingham. She's also believed to have stopped to pick up food from a business at the Colonnade before driving towards Hoover on I-459, where she stopped near mile marker 11. That location is between the Galleria flyover and exit 10 for Highway 150. A single witness has reported possibly seeing a gray vehicle with a light-complected male standing outside of CARLEE's vehicle, but we have no further information on that individual or the vehicle at this time. No piece of information is too small in this investigation. If you have any information, please contact Detective Brad Fountain at 205-444-7562 or Sergeant Drew Mims at 205-739-7274. You can also call Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama at 205-254-7777 if you wish to remain anonymous. An anonymous donor has offered $20,000 for the safe return of CARLEE Russell, in addition to $5,000 offered by Crime Stoppers. Again, you can call Crime Stoppers if you wish to remain anonymous, or you can call either of the investigators whose numbers I provided. The Hoover Police Department is currently partnering with many of our local, state, and federal partners in this investigation, and we're very grateful for the outpouring of support from our local community as well as the law enforcement community. We will continue to provide periodic updates as we have them, and we'll utilize our Twitter account at Hoover PD to release any pertinent information to the public. We would also ask the community to keep the Russell family in your thoughts and prayers during this very difficult time. At this time, I'll take a few of your questions.
Do you believe that she was taken by someone perhaps when she pulled her car off?
We currently are investigating every possibility in this case. We're certainly leaving nothing off the table.
Was her car door left open?
I don't know the answer to that.
And is there any mentality that this child might have been bait, or if there ever was a child? You said there's no missing persons cases for children.
Again, with all of those details, we're leaving nothing off the table and no stone unturned in investigating some of these facts.
Are you all getting a great deal of tips as a regular public awareness? I know folks are handing out flyers. Are you hearing from the public on this?
Yes, we are. We've received a lot of tips, and as each of them comes in, we're assigning investigators to investigate those and see where that information leads.
You may have said this already, but what are any other agencies assisting you? If so, what are they?
Yes, we've partnered with numerous local agencies, too many to name, as well as federal and state partners. Pretty much everybody that we have a great relationship with in law enforcement is involved in this investigation.
Have you had any sightings of CARLEE Russell?
We don't know. Again, when we get a tip, we investigate that and follow up to the best of our ability.
And I know that families organize their own search. Are the police doing any organized searches?
Yes, we have a myriad of resources. Everything we have at the Hoover Police Department, in addition to those partners, is involved in this investigation right now. As you said, the family is doing some searches as well, and we're maintaining very close contact with them in that process.
Do we know if CARLEE had hung up, or did the dispatcher hang up when you guys had got that initial call?
CARLEE was actually on the phone with a family member when the call was terminated. However, the phone line remained open, and we followed up from there.
But she had called 911, correct?
Yes.
So how did that 911 call end?
I'm not sure.
Is there a way we could get the 911 call?
I don't have that at this time to provide to you.
Family members said that they heard her scream before the line was left open. Have you guys heard that in your investigation so far?
The family has relayed everything that they are aware of to us, and again, we're following up with any information that we're provided.
The family asked if it was possible to put out an Ashanti alert, I believe. Is that something that could have been done when you guys got the notification that she went missing?
So alerts of that nature are handled by ALEA, and we've provided all the facts of the case as we currently know them to them for them to review the case, and if they deem that to be appropriate, they will issue an alert.
Can you tell us who people should contact over the weekend as the search kind of continues?
Yes, I'll repeat the same numbers. The two gentlemen to my right are Detective Brad Fountain and Sergeant Drew Mims. They're with our Crimes Against Persons Unit. Detective Fountain's number is 205-444-7562. Sergeant Mims is 205-739-7274. And again, Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama is 205-254-7777. And you can call any of those numbers. They have people that either get messages or can return calls very quickly.
When police arrived at the scene on Thursday night, was her car running and was her phone located there at that location?
We did locate her cell phone at the scene. We're currently analyzing that phone to see if there's any information on there that could help us. As far as the condition of the vehicle, I'm not aware.
Have you ever had a stranger abduction in Hoover?
I would have to check our records for that.
How common are they?
Again, each case is unique, and this case is certainly a unique instance in our city, and we're doing everything we can to solve it.
Is there a staging area that you guys would be staging for searching or anything like that?
The police department is handling all of our resources internally, and if we need additional resources, we'll reach out to our partner agencies.
Does the missing woman have any mental illness history or any physical conditions that people should be aware about?
I can't speak to that right now.
Last question?
Interstate cameras matches some of the descriptions of a car. Has that matched in the area down below and all that?
We're currently reviewing any resources like that we have available to determine if there's any usable evidence from that.
WFLA Now will begin momentarily. WFLA Now will begin momentarily. Breaking news on WFLA Now. Here's JB Buno.
An urgent search underway in Alabama as a 25-year-old woman stops on the interstate to help a toddler and calls 911, but by the time authorities arrive, CARLEE Russell nowhere to be found, and the toddler nowhere to be found. We are helping spread the word about CARLEE's disappearance and about the $50,000 reward now being offered for information that leads to CARLEE. Hello there, folks. JB here with you live for a Saturday edition of WFLA Now. Welcome into the Stream Center. Share to help. This is a story where your social media activity can help spread the word, not just with the pictures of CARLEE Russell Also, additionally, as well, news of a $50,000, the summation of a $50,000 reward now being offered for any information regarding CARLEE Russell's disappearance. So if you're joining us on Facebook Live especially, the shares can really do a lot here. And you don't have to share this live stream if you don't want to. The whole point here is to get social media attention for right here, the missing person advisory that was issued yesterday for CARLEE Russell, missing as of July 13th. And we'll go over the timeline, we'll go over the story and new video that has just been put out by AL.com. We're going to be talking a little bit about that as well. But these images here are extremely important. We've tried to collect as many as we can of CARLEE Russell, 25 years old. Let's go over the latest from our sister station, WIAT CBS 42. According to Hoover Police, Russell called police on Thursday night to report a toddler walking on the side of I-459. That's, again, around 9:30 Thursday night. It was dark out there. So imagine CARLEE Russell is driving on the interstate late at night, not much light around other than the light that's coming from just traffic back and forth, and sees a toddler on the side of the road. There you see her description, by the way. Brown hair, brown eyes, 5'3", 150 pounds, missing out of Hoover, Alabama. Anyone with information, call 911 immediately. And again, a $50,000 reward is being offered. CARLEE Russell pulls over off on the side of the road to help this toddler that she sees and says is wandering on the side of I-459 in Hoover, Alabama, late at night. Does the right thing by stopping her vehicle, wanting to help out, is on the phone with 911, is on the phone with a family member. The call with 911 ends, and a family member says that she's not a family member, but I believe it is, to be just completely accurate with the story, it is a friend who she's on the phone with who describes CARLEE asking if the boy is okay, not hearing much of a response, but hearing a scream on the telephone. That is, again, according to the friends and family of CARLEE Russell. By the time authorities get there to the scene, and the area is I-459 between Galleria Flyover and Exit 10 in Hoover. When police arrived to the area, they located her car, some of her belongings, including her phone, but CARLEE Russell was gone, and so was the child. The child that she said that she saw on the side of the road was not there. Again, she is described as 5'4", between 150, 160 pounds, last seen wearing a black shirt, black pants, and white Nike shoes. Hoover Police say they have not received any other calls regarding a child. There's so much social media activity regarding whether or not this was designed to lure in a good Samaritan. Was this something where a child was being used as far as a scheme? We're going to get into all of that here on this live stream, address some of the social media chatter that's going on, and also kind of keep the train on the track, so to speak, by talking about what we do know. We're going to stay fact-based, and also what we don't know regarding this story, because as the story spreads, just like a game of telephone, people, some misinformation might spread along with it, but we're here to help not just get the word out, share these images of CARLEE Russell, but also share the news of the $50,000 reward and help eliminate misinformation online. Let's show you some of the video. Here are CARLEE Russell's family members, friends. This is an organized community search effort near the spot right there, the Exit 10 sign. You can see Hoover on there. They brought in dogs. This is a search that has been, of course, led by authorities, but also community members looking in this wooded area off the interstate where CARLEE Russell stopped her vehicle. You can see just how many people, both from a law enforcement standpoint and just a community standpoint, people that are walking in formation, it looks like, doing everything they can to find CARLEE Russell. Again, a video has come out from AL.com in the last couple of hours, and it's traffic camera video. And if there's one thing that is so abundantly clear from the traffic camera video, is just how dark it was out there. Really dark. But you can see in the video CARLEE Russell pull over on the side of the road. She has her hazards on, stops, and then you see a little bit later on, you see the authorities, the blue lights from the police vehicles also pull up. But by that time, CARLEE Russell was gone. So was there an abduction? Was this part of a trap as it's been described on social media? What happened to CARLEE Russell is the massive focus right now for this very intensive law enforcement effort that's going on, again, in central Alabama, Hoover, not too far away from Birmingham. So a lot of different law enforcement agencies are involved, as we understand it. This is a growing operation. Tips are being assigned to various investigators, as we've heard, and they're doing everything that they can right now to spread the word of CARLEE Russell's disappearance. But again, this story is based on an act of kindness. CARLEE Russell was driving late at night. She had left she had gotten a bite to eat nearby. She was minutes away from her house, according to family. She was so close to home, and she says she sees a child on the side of the interstate. She pulls over to check on the child. Somebody on the other end of the phone, again, a friend of a family member, hears a scream. A friend of CARLEE Russell's hears a scream, and then at that point, she's gone. We do have some sound here I want to play back. A truck driver that spoke to our sister station, WIAT CBS 42, back in a moment.
Saying, hey, drivers, check your cameras.
Yeah, I'm rolling. All right. First and last name?
Elizabeth Sturdivant.
Spell that last name for me.
Sturdivant.
All right. And you're a truck driver, but you're from Birmingham.
Correct.
Okay. So, first of all, how did you find out about this?
I heard about this from another fellow truck driver who actually sent me the information regarding CARLEE's disappearance.
Yeah. All right. And so your point is you kind of wish more of this information would get out to truck drivers, huh?
Correct.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, there's a lot of truck drivers that utilizes I-459, especially going south and northbound. On this particular day, I'm actually pleading out to truck drivers who are actually headed, I think this is southbound on I-459 through the Hoover, Birmingham area, to review their cameras in their or have their companies to review their cameras that are in their dashes.
Yeah. So you were saying you guys operate all hours of the day and night. You see a lot of stuff, don't you?
Right, and a lot of times with having a child like that on the side of the road, a truck driver may have seen the situation, but not really put it all together. May have saw her with the child thinking they was probably just using the bathroom or something like that. Right. Not even remotely putting it together. It was her stopping to try to assist the child. Right. And because they saw that part of it, they may ignore it. But in actuality, they don't know that they may have witnessed some vital information or vital situation.
Yeah. But somebody probably saw something.
Correct. I'm pretty sure that there was probably I would almost guarantee that there was a truck driver that came along before she did. Yeah. Came through this area.
All right, that's a little bit of the interview with a truck driver who, again, trying to get the word out for other truck drivers to check their dash cam video, their cameras on their, as far as on their dash, anything to provide a clue that would provide a break in the case. A call to action, if you're watching right now on Facebook Live, this is a call for Share to Help. And it's not just sharing this live stream, it's sharing any post, anything, whatever you'd like to do. If you make your own post or if you share another, a law enforcement post from the Hoover Police Department on Facebook or Twitter, whatever it might be, this is just a call to action to click on any share button, whether it's our live stream or another post, anything that you can do to help spread the word. We know, and you know, with missing person cases, how important the first 48 hours are. CARLEE Russell hasn't been seen since around 9:30 Thursday night when everything went dark on that stretch of the interstate in Hoover, Alabama. We're coming up on 48 hours in about 4 hours from now. So these minutes, these hours are precious for law enforcement to get any tips, any break in the case. So you think that your share button or your retweet or your post doesn't have that much of an effect. It's the exact opposite. It could actually expose this story to somebody, And if you're thinking, my goodness, the story is already spreading like wildfire across the state of Alabama, think about how far, if there was a kidnapping, if there was an abduction, if something nefarious happened to CARLEE Russell, think about how far somebody could have got with CARLEE Russell in just a matter of less than 48 hours. I mean, we're talking about so many different states here around Alabama that are all in play. So again, sharing this not just in central Alabama, but beyond the state of Alabama, here in Florida, in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, all of these central states, really beyond. I mean, this is going to become, every hour that passes, the search area, if you will, is going to get larger. But anybody that sees, whether it's at a truck stop or whether it's at a rest stop of some kind, or whether it's at a gas station, getting out these images and getting out her description, which again, I will read as, she is 5'4", 150 to 160 pounds, last seen wearing a black shirt, black pants, white Nike shoes. And again, she is believed to have been, she has gone as of Thursday night at around 9:30 p.m. We're going to start to take your hashtag HeyJB questions and comments here momentarily, but we do have an interview as well with a family member as well. Let's listen in. This is, again, courtesy of WIAT CBS 42 in Birmingham, Alabama.
But she did call 911, and I think she kind of let her guard down, thinking that they were so close. And when she got out the car, she did tell my daughter-in-law, I can't just leave. I can't just leave this little child on the side of the road.
And again, she was on the phone twice with a dear friend that she was on the phone with, talking about how she had seen the toddler on the side of the road, and then also as well, she had placed a 911 call. I mean, look, I mean, as far as an act of a good Samaritan, as far as what to do, you see a child late at night, pretty much pitch black out there, with the exception of the traffic that's going back and forth on the interstate. You see a child wandering around on the side of the road. You pull over your car. You put on your hat. In the AL.com video, which I did not have the ability to load into this live stream, I mean, it's textbook as far as pulling over onto the shoulder, putting on your hazards to alert other drivers, stopping the vehicle. But something happens under the cover of darkness that you can't see in that video, where all of a sudden CARLEE Russell is gone and the toddler is nowhere to be found. So what exactly happened on the side of the road remains a mystery here today, but these hours are so very much important. So again, using the power of social media, doing everything that can be done to help spread the word, and also to help eliminate some misinformation. I want to read this quote here from the Hoover police chief speaking to AL.com, saying, "We have looked at the video. It's not the greatest." The chief said that they are working to get the video enhanced for more clues into Russell's disappearance. It proves that CARLEE's car was there, and we know that when officers responded after the 911 call, that she was not. She remains missing, and our top priority, every resource we have, is being used today. We're working closely with the family, making sure that they know exactly what we're doing. They're fielding a lot of leads themselves, and they're forwarding those leads to us. This is an image that police put out, and I want to get this image, and this is from AL.com, saying that this is the most accurate description of what CARLEE Russell looks like, because a lot of social media comments have come in, including in our comment section here today. I'm going to see if I can add this on the fly. So this is a image of CARLEE Russell without the wig. Clearly here in that photo, she is wearing a wig. There is a photo that has been released that shows her without the wig, that has been described by those close to CARLEE Russell as being a more accurate description of what she might look like if she is to be seen by somebody during this urgent search effort. So let me see if I can load this up and get, okay, it is now officially into the rotation. Let's speed this along and go to one. Okay, I think it's 1, 2. There it is. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure why it stopped there, but it will cycle through and we'll look at this here again. But it is a photo of CARLEE Russell without a hairpiece of any kind on. And it is said to be a very accurate look as to what she might be looking like and what people should be looking for. There's the missing person advisory. Let's see here. All right, so starting now, folks, what we are going to do is we're going to start to take your hashtag HeyJB questions and comments. You can start punching them in now. If you have something you want to share about this story, if you have an observation, if there's something that I missed that you want me to highlight, again, please attribute, source appropriately in the comment section with good information. Or if you just have a question about this story, please use hashtag HeyJB. That is an interactive way where on this screen here to my left, I can see those comments come in and I can animate them on screen. And just to show you exactly what I'm talking about, here's one of our moderators on YouTube saying use hashtag HeyJB if you'd like JB to answer your questions or comment. And yes, stay respectful in the comment section. So we'll start to look. Let's see here. Jay says hashtag HeyJB, was her phone found in her car or in the woods? I believe that I'm trying to find the list of the items that were found. Give me a second here. Okay, so they found her phone on the ground. Let's see here. One of the Russell family members, her mother, Talitha Russell, saying that when police arrived, her car door was open. They found her phone on the ground, along with her wig and her hat. Her purse was still in her car. Her Apple Watch was in her purse. Her AirPods as well. These are, that of course is a troubling component to the case, because if by any chance she had her phone on her, not only is she maybe able to call for help if she's able to access her phone in any capacity, but also a phone or even an Apple Watch. Most Apple Watch models, they can be tracked and be used in a active law enforcement search. So the phone was found on the ground, wig, hat found on the ground, purse was in the car, and then her Apple Watch in the purse and her AirPods were in the purse as well. Talitha Russell saying that a tip was called in from a trucker who claimed that he saw a gray car with a tall brown-skinned man with khaki shorts leaning over in the car. Very troubling. So again, a gray car with a tall brown-skinned man with khaki shorts leaning over in the car, and that they did find some tire tracks in the grass. But they said that because it was not a muddy area, they were not able to determine what type of vehicle it could have been. One of the reasons is because, it might be in relation to precipitation that has fallen over the area of late. The more precipitation that is in the ground, the more likely you're going to get that tire imprint. Again, the $50,000 reward, $25,000 was the initial offer. An anonymous donor putting up an additional $20,000, and then Crime Stoppers has put in another $5,000. So $50,000 is the total reward amount. Karen Broderick, it's been reported that she said on Twitter the day before the man sat in a car for 10 minutes watching her. Again, we caution our audience. I would need a source for that information. And please be careful to what you read on social media. I'm not saying it's not true, but where is that information coming from? Please source and attribute appropriately. So Karen, if you want to comment back with hashtag HeyJB and let me know exactly where you saw that information from, that would be helpful. Kathy says, have they searched highway cams? Yes, and that's the video that's on AL.com. And it's just really grainy and it's really dark and it's hard to see, but you can see a vehicle flashing hazards, pull over onto the shoulder, and then stop before law enforcement vehicles arrive. The video does not show much. It's not of great quality, and it's because of the distance in which the camera is located. It's pretty far away, and also too, it's 9:30 at night on a section of an Alabama interstate that is. Look, I lived in Alabama for 5 years. A lot of sections of interstate are going to be very dark. There isn't going to be a tremendous amount of lighting out there. And that's not even having to do with me living in Alabama. That's a lot of interstates across the country. If it's not located in a metropolitan area, more often than not, it's not going to have a lot of lighting at night. The primary source of lighting is going to be cars zooming back and forth. So it's just dark video. So Janice, hashtag HJB, let us hear the 911 call. The 911 call has not been released unless it's come out in the last 10 minutes and I haven't checked Hoover PD. And also too, law enforcement, they're not going to put out the 911 call unless it can help in the search efforts. Reason being is because, look, if it can't help the search efforts and can't help the community locate CARLEE Russell, it can be considered a traumatizing piece of media potentially to the family members. That 911 call might be something that they would not want released to the public, because if it's something that everyone right now associated with the story, as far as the Russell family, they are, this is an emotionally charged situation, and the 911 call, if it can't help, it might cause stress for those family members and friends. Josh says, hashtag KJB, are the police searching all the homes behind the trees for cameras? They're searching everywhere. But I don't know, and I'm going to try to bring it up on Google Maps, Josh. I don't, as far as that section of the interstate, and again, I'm going to bring up that section of the interstate here on Google Maps. Let's see here if I can bring this up. Okay, so all right, so it's I-459 in Hoover, Alabama, right before exit 10. Yeah, look, there are, it's, and hold on, I gotta find exit 10. I'm looking here, which I guess there it is. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot, and let's go to, there's a lot around here. Yeah, there's homes, there's a lot of neighborhoods, all around this area. Look, it's not super rural, but it's rural enough that the interstate goes through a wooded area, and there aren't a lot of lights, but there are a lot of neighborhoods in the surrounding area. So you would imagine everyone there is on high alert. The door knocking has been going on undoubtedly. I can't say that with certainty because I'm not there, but no doubt everything within a square mile or beyond, everyone is going to be contacted, asked about if they have seen the missing posters that are going to be going up. We saw it in the video. You'll see it right here. Missing posters that are going up. This community in the area of Hoover, Alabama, I mean, this is a story that, that is really the focal point of the search. So people are on high alert, but also at the same time, not everyone is aware of this story. And that's one of the reasons why we're on live stream tonight, to help spread the word as much as we can, doing everything we can to use our platform to get the share count up. And again, if you're joining us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, your shares matter. We are still within the first 48 hours. We hit the 48-hour mark tonight at 9:30, and there is no magic crossover that says that she's not going to be found after you cross over that point. I think so much gets made of the 48 hours, and I understand the statistics. I get the research. I understand that, but right now, 48 hours or not, these hours, these minutes are precious, and social media is a resource that can be used to get a hold of people. Because again, if an abduction or a kidnapping took place, okay, and somebody who committed a nefarious act, committed a crime, has CARLEE Russell and just picked a direction and started driving as far as they could to get out of this intensive search that is ongoing, they could be, think about how far somebody could travel in a day and a half. I mean, think about all the surrounding states where they could be. So it's not just an Alabama story from my standpoint. It's a story really for the entirety of the southeastern United States and maybe even beyond into the central U.S. Again, if you want to get my attention, please use hashtag HeyJB. Let's go back to the comments. I can only see the ones with the hashtag. We use that system so that if you don't want your, like Josh here, if you don't want your name and your profile picture, on a news live stream like this, we don't want to put your comment up if you don't want it to be up. So that hashtag tells us that you are trying to interact with us and want to be featured with your question or comment on our live stream. Bay Ray Day. Is there a certain time frame where search efforts stop? This search is not going to lose steam anytime soon. R3M3, hashtag AJB. CARLEE's Twitter says a man staring at her for 10 minutes. Okay, so that's another person saying check CARLEE Russell's Twitter. It says these tweets are protected, or at least for this CARLEE Russell account. So if somebody wants to tweet it with hashtag HeyJB on Twitter, please do. Hey, it's Ari. Hashtag HeyJB. Was the kid/child she saw, were they there? No. The child was nowhere to be found. Hashtag HeyJB from Devin. What about search and rescue, all the cars and no dash cams? That's why the truck driver interview was important, is because so many vehicles now are equipped with cameras, and especially truckers. And so one truck camera video could make a break in the case. And that's why any truckers that were driving in that area around 9:30 at night on I-459 in Hoover, Alabama, southbound, that's really important. Plant Diva, hashtag HeyJB, or is there a press conference scheduled for later? There is no press conference at this time that we've been made aware of. We're monitoring I have friends who are reporters in Alabama. I was a reporter in Alabama for 5 years. I know this area to an extent. I was a reporter in Mobile at WKRG, the CBS affiliate down there, for almost 5 years. But I would travel through Hoover, Birmingham, Central Alabama all the time. And so I know I have been on this road. I can't say that I've been on this road a lot, but I know Central Alabama enough to know generally where this is. I still have a lot of contacts in Alabama, and no press conference, to answer your question, Plant Diva, no press conference that we're aware of at this time. The last press conference, which we played back earlier on the live stream, that press conference was from yesterday. And we were live streaming with the Gilgo Beach serial killer arrest when a lot of this was unfolding online. And the missing person advisory came out right after our Gilgo Beach live stream. So that was when I jumped on it. All right, so Karen says, hashtag HJB, do you think the child was a decoy? This is one of the theories online on social media, but please let me emphasize it is a theory. But CARLEE Russell seeing a child, what is a child doing on the interstate late at night? And who else was there? Now, again, a truck driver said, and let me pull up AL.com, just to make sure that I have I'm sourcing this appropriately. AL.com reports, according to an interview from Talitha Russell, which is CARLEE's mother, that there was a trucker who saw a gray car with a tall brown-skinned man with khaki shorts leaning over into the car. And then police did find some tire tracks in the grass, but no imprint in that tire grass, or excuse me, no imprint in the grass from the tire could be obtained. Again, authorities, according to the Friday press conference in AL.com, authorities are not committing to any one theory in Russell's disappearance. Back to Karen's comment. Was the child a decoy? Was the child out there to lure in a good Samaritan? People can visualize that, right? Somebody with a very sick mind and really sick intentions using a child to lure in a good Samaritan who would stop on the side of the road. People can visualize that act of evil, and that is why it's been a theory on social media. But also, too, there's other reasons as to why the child might have been out there. The child might have been running away from something or someone. The child might have been on the side of the road and tried to get away from... But why the child was there to begin with is really an enormous component to the story and a massive unanswered question. Who is that child? Why was the child there? And who is responsible for that child? But please... I caution everybody, the idea of a child being used as part of a trap, that is speculative. That is a theory. And we have to caution our audience when it comes to these stories. People putting that out there, that can roll down a hill very, very quickly and get out of control. So please, nobody has suggested or definitively stated or it is just, look, it's a theory. It's only a theory at this time. But Jenna, with a great question, did anybody report seeing a child? No. CARLEE Russell, at this stage in the story, CARLEE Russell is the only person who reported seeing a child on the side of the road. Look, if it's a child wandering on the side of the road late at night, there's a chance that dozens of drivers drove by and just didn't see. It's a very low-lit area, and it was 9:30 at night. The sun had fully retreated. The sun had fully gone down. So it was dark out there with not much light other than passing by traffic. Another 10 minutes here on the live stream before we have to wrap up. So another 10 minutes of answering questions. When wants to know, is there a reservoir near? No, on Google Maps, there's no body of water anywhere nearby. It is just dense wooded area surrounded by neighborhoods and a couple of shopping centers not too far away also. Skylove, how does a camera capture partial and not at all? I don't think I understand what you're saying here, but yes, AL.com has the traffic camera video showing the car pulling over on the side of the road, but you're not going to see much, folks. I mean, look, this is why interactive live streaming is great, or just live streaming in general. Anybody on the live stream work with video enhancement? Because I know that the sleuthing community They are very active in stories like these. Now, I caution our audience, again, if it's not coming from an official source, like a law enforcement source, anybody can make anything appear on the internet with video. But we have seen some great work from the online community as far as trying to work with really terrible video. And I've done it myself. I'm very amateur, but trying to do everything you can with a particular piece of either, dark video or low res video, doing everything that you can to enhance that video and make it more clear to see something that otherwise you might not normally see without the enhancement. Is there anybody else out there that does that kind of work? That video is now released and it's on AL.com. But again, as I state that, please be mindful that social media is a minefield when it comes to misinformation and people who will try to clickbait you. Look for stories where everyone's getting, where people, a story that is attracting a whole lot of attention, and we'll see that as an opportunity to try to divert clicks in their direction, activity in their direction. Look over here, even though it's complete and total fabrication. Please be careful. And that's why following law enforcement sources and following reporters, you can follow me. I'm not going to tweet out anything or share anything that has its credibility in question. We're only going to put out credible information. And that's why if you're looking for, and look, the reporters at WIT CBS 42, that's our sister station in Alabama, they're fantastic. Other reputable sources, follow the reporters at AL.com, follow AL.com, follow reputable sources and credible sources of information. Jessica says, all right, so her Twitter is CARLEE Nicole with 3 E's. And I don't think I have that correct as far as the correct. So, let me go to Twitter. Let me just go to Twitter really quickly and look at hashtag HeyJB for a moment. I said I would look here for those tweets. I see it here. So the tweet that people are referring to, this one, I can't vouch for this account being authentic, though. I do see it, Mariah and others tweeting this at me. And I'll just, you know what? I'll just show it really quickly so that people have a better understanding of what we're talking about here. I can't validate the credibility of this tweet, but yes, like this man stared at me while sitting in his car for like 10 minutes. And this tweet came in July 12th at 9:30 at night. I'll look into verifying the, this account, but this is what people are tagging me with on social media. And I appreciate that. And this is what interactive journalism is all about. I'll try to find out exactly if that tweet is authentic. All right, I have another 6 minutes here on stream. Yeah, see, Truly says her brother posted that Twitter account on his TikTok. I have not seen that. I'm not on TikTok all that much, folks, so help a guy out, if you will. You can tweet at me at WFLAJB on Twitter. You can send stuff to me at WFLAJB on Facebook or Instagram, again, at WFLAJB on every platform. I am on TikTok. I'm not on it enough to see that type of activity. I only use it sparingly, to tell you the truth, because I have to prioritize other platforms. Lil Patty, hashtag HeyJB, shared in Missouri. You never know. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Again, share to help. All the states surrounding Alabama. This is relevant, highly relevant because of how much ground you can cover if you were trying to get away from authorities, how much ground you could cover in a matter of 40 to 48 hours. Carolyn says, hashtag HJB, could she have seen an animal and not a child? Like, could she have thought that she saw a child, but it was... No, she stopped the vehicle. She got out of the vehicle, and according to family members, she asked if the child was okay. She was heard on the phone asking if the child was okay. So no, I don't think that there was any confusion as to whether or not she was seeing a child or an animal. I think that she was definitively seeing a child on the side of the road. Karen, hashtag HJB, if the man leaned into the car, could he have left fingerprints or DNA? Is it a possible lead? If he did, absolutely. And I'm sure that they are going to be combing through every microscopic inch of that vehicle to try to pick up anything, any DNA profile that doesn't belong to CARLEE Russell. Also, apologies if I... Apologies if I... Oh, no. I got to bring that back up. We did so many live streams about Cassie Carley. And so I'm used to, relating to a missing woman in the southeastern United States, it's so... I used to say, we used to do so many live streams about Cassie Carley. And now we have CARLEE Russell. So if I had a Freudian slip at one point on this live stream, I am so sorry. It's just because we did so much coverage on Cassie Carley, and now we're talking about another Carley, in this case being CARLEE Russell. I'm looking here in our comment section. Yeah, Nancy, really quickly, because we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes. Let's remind our audience what happened Thursday night, I-459 near exit 10 in Alabama, central Alabama. And again, late at night, CARLEE Russell is driving home, leaving a restaurant, or she had gotten a bite to eat. She was minutes away from her home in Hoover, Alabama. She's driving home on I-459 southbound when she sees a child on the side of the road. She calls 911. She calls a friend. She gets out of the vehicle. She puts on her hazards, pulls over, gets out of the vehicle, asks if the child is okay, and then somebody on the friend on the other end of the call hears a scream. By the time authorities get there, CARLEE Russell and the toddler are nowhere to be found. That launched a urgent search in the area of exit 10 on I-459 in Hoover, Alabama, and those search efforts continue right now at this very moment in central Alabama. But as we have been noting here on this live stream, social media is so very important in getting these images out, and news of the $50,000 reward also extremely important to get that information out far and wide. And then also, when I say far and wide, I mean far and wide, because the second thing that's really important to remember is that the search area expands with every hour. Because if there was an abduction, if something did take place where she was taken, somebody could be in a completely different section of the country by now. So this is growing regionally into a national story with every passing hour. And that's why using social media, I encourage you again to share, to help, doing everything that we can here to get the word out about CARLEE Russell. And again, it's because every minute, every hour is precious within this 48-hour window that we have since she was last seen Thursday night around 9:30. Bria says, could there be any footprints or disturbances in the grass? They saw tire tracks, but they couldn't get a print. Let's see here. Serena says, hashtag HeyJB on Facebook Live. Do you think it's possible the abductor drove her car to the spot as a cover-up, no, that is considered to be a very, look, I can't speak for investigators, but she was on the phone. She called 911. So if she had been abducted at that stage, again, we're going down the rabbit hole here, but bear with me because I'm trying to, we're talking through this. If the abduction already happened, why the 911 wouldn't be part of the equation? That's the last thing an abductor would want to do, is have the person that they're abducting call the authorities. Yeah, Defiant, check local bodies of water, even ponds. There's not, I was on Google Maps, there's just not a lot of bodies of water around there, at least within walking distance. All right, folks, I think that is going to do it here for our live stream. Maybe one more. Amanda, what is on the other side of the woods next to the highway? Look, it's just neighborhoods around the woods. Look at it on Google Maps. Go to exit 10 on I-459 in the southbound direction. You'll see that the interstate carves through a wooded area, and then there's really neighborhoods on both sides. And then down past exit 10, there's a shopping center with a Target. Yeah. Okay, all right. So before we end the live stream here, folks, this is one more time. Share to help. Because we're ending the live stream, this is our last call for you to share to help. And again, as I say share to help, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, of course he's going to say share. He's live on his own live stream. That's not, I mean it with sincerity when I say make your own post. Screenshot her picture right there. That's the one where she doesn't have the wig on. Or take the missing person advisory directly from a law enforcement account. Just anything that we can do to encourage shares and awareness about the story on social media. So you can share this live stream, you can share a law enforcement post or a tweet, just anything to raise awareness about the story, her images, her physical description, and of course news of the $50,000 reward. The $50,000 reward is so important. Reason being is because somebody who might know something but might be scared to say something, and maybe fearing retaliation or just not wanting to get involved, thinking the juice is not worth the squeeze, $50,000 might get their attention. So the $50,000 reward is important. Her images are important. Her physical description is important. CARLEE Russell is important, and we're doing everything that we can to try to bring her home safely. This is a troubling story. And we're just hoping that if there's anything that we can do to help, we're just doing everything we can to share good, reliable information and also to share this missing person advisory out of Hoover, Alabama. This has been a stream from the WFLA Now Stream Center. We'll leave up the stream for just another couple of minutes. Really appreciate you joining us here on whatever platform that you're watching on. If there's something that I missed, something that you said, my goodness, JB, you need to be looking at this or you need to check into this, you can follow me at WFLAJB on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok, even Threads. Just DM me or hashtag me with hashtag HeyJB. I'll try here when I get out of here in a little bit, try to go through as many of those tweets and as many of those DMs as possible and try to continue just to get reliable information out there about this story. Again, we'll have updates on our social media platforms. I'm at WFLAJB, and if there's anything else that develops with this story, you can find it on WFLA.com and our respective platforms. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, share to help in the urgent search for CARLEE Russell.